Hey everybody, it's Dave Juno. Welcome to the Meniere's experience. I'm actually sorry. I have lost my voice. I have laryngitis. Um, so bear with me. I'm sorry. but um, sometimes I gotta do these things. I feel okay. I've lost my voice. I was sick earlier last week, but now I just lost my voice. Hopefully it'll come back in a couple of days. Family's happy though. Um, but you ever run into, an old friend, right? You haven't seen them in a while. Um, they kind of know your situation, but they don't. And they notice like you have a hearing aid or a cochlear implant. And the first thing they say is, "Oh well, yeah, I'm losing my hearing too." And you kind of like maybe you get a little mad, but you kind of like want to strangle them, like that, right? So this happened to me the other day. I was going to the store for my wife. I saw a friend I haven't seen in a while. I pulled over, talked to her, and that was exactly what she said. What she saw. And luckily I'm in a different mind frame than I used to be. So I said, "Well, Shelley, I have Meniere's disease. I lost this hearing when I was 48, and we're the same age. Okay, we're both 60. Um, and I'm like, I didn't lose this hearing because I'm getting older. I lost this hearing because of Meniere's disease. Well, yeah, but I still can't. I'm still having trouble hearing. And so, of course, being me, are you having vertigo? Are you having this ringing in the ears, whatever?" No, no, no. I said, "Shelley, in all honesty, what you have is degenerative hearing loss that we all get as we get older. Even if you don't have Meniere's or any vestibular issue, we tend to basically lose our hearing. It does go. It gets worse. And it's because of the eardrum, really. The eardrum gets thicker over time. And it gets harder. So it's not as flexible." And I said, "We're not the same. Okay? I lost my hearing when I was 48. And it's because of Meniere's disease. Because every time my cochlears would build up with fluid, some of that fluid would get into the vestibular hair cells and the nerves and all that, and kill part of it. So still was trying to explain it, and then I got her onto another subject because I'm like, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm literally not going to have this conversation of I'm deafer than you. And that's kind of a good tip for all of us to understand and to learn, because sometimes we tend to make it personal. We tend to get really upset. Excuse me. And it kind of could ruin the friendship. So basically I basically took her into a different conversation. And that's easy to do with people you haven't seen in a while, because it was going to end up building up and getting upset, this and that. She did mention it one more time, and I told her, I said, "Go see an ENT. Maybe they'll give you some hearing aids." I don't know what to say. But she was really happy for me because I could hear her now with the cochlear and the hearing aid, but it was still taking it down to the depth of, "Oh yeah, me too." Like a lot of people say, they say, "Oh, I got ringing in my, I have Meniere's disease, and I have ringing in my ears with it, tinnitus." "Oh, I have that too." I'm like, "Really? Is it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Loud?" "Well, every now and then, we're not the same. You don't have what I have." Okay? And it's hard. And it's hard to deal with people like that. But we also can't take out our anger on them, because They don't know. And they'll never know. Unless they get it and get Meniere's disease. And I pray to God that they don't get Meniere's disease. You know? Because I don't want anybody getting this. You know. I know, there's things that are out there that are worse, but I don't want anybody getting this disease. It's very hard. Very hard to deal with. You know? Some people handle it well, some people don't. Some people don't handle it well in the beginning, but learn to handle it, like I did. And it's hard. And it's tough. So, you know, just take that bit of advice is don't get upset, don't get frustrated. You know, either they're trying to, you know, understand you or like so you don't feel alone, or they're just trying to one up you. People do that. So just don't get upset, you know, and if it is bothering you, just change the subject. It's not worth the fight. You know, unless you're a Red Sox fan and you're talking to a Yankees fan, don't bring up baseball. But other than that, that's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.